David Leitch here from Michalsons Attorneys with a quick preview of our Information Security Compliance webinar. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm a nerd lawyer. What I mean by that is I'm lucky enough to be able to deal with technology and the internet every day and have the creative job of analyzing all the laws that apply to computers and the internet and working out how they apply. One of my big passions is information security law, which is the subject of this webinar. So what is information security law, also known as InfoSec? Really, it's this practice of protecting information from unauthorized interaction. So whether it's hacking, whether it's someone inside your business leaking information out, or whether it's just damage to your data happening. It's everything you do to make sure that the data that your business relies on stays up to date, stays complete, isn't interfered with, and isn't breached and seen by people who shouldn't see it. And this quote is particularly important from Peter Sondergaard, there from SVP Gartner. He really just says information is the oil of the 21st century. And he's not the first person to say that necessarily, but it really is this idea that information has value. It's worth something. And in the same way that you take steps to secure all the business assets that you have, all the computers, or secure your premises, you make sure that company office supplies don't get taken by people who shouldn't take them. Well, you need to do the same thing with information because it's worth something and people want to get their hands on it and do bad things with it. Then in this webinar, we're also going to have a look at the law. And just to give you a quick high-level view of that in this preview, really there's a lot of umbrella information security laws out there that are coming together to really have this five-point approach to complying with information security laws. So your first step is identifying your risks, identifying all the risks that apply to your information. Then you're going to want to identify safeguards, things you can do to protect those risks. Then you're going to actually want to, or protect against those risks rather, and you're going to actually want to create those safeguards. Your final two steps are verifying your safeguards, so checking that once you've created them, they're actually working well, and then updating them on an ongoing basis if any new risks appear. And as you see from this, we call them planets here. This planet here with all its little satellite planets, we're going to be dealing with each one of those requirements in some detail in the course of the webinar. Then we're going to jump into sort of the meat of complying with information security law, and that's really understanding the four aspects of information security. So just at a high level, they are physical information security, so these are things that you can see or touch. An example, there's video surveillance, so monitoring the entrances and exits to your buildings, monitoring certain key areas to make sure people don't steal equipment or access things they shouldn't in the physical world. Your next one is what we call digital information security, and these are the electronic measures that you implement on your systems and networks to make sure people don't get access. This is often what we think of as traditional information security, but it's important to remember information security is much broader than that. So an example there would be a firewall on your network. Then we get to the stuff that people don't really think about as being part of information security, but is very, very important. In fact, it's almost more important because people forget about it. This is operational information security. So these are what the people inside your organization do. At some point, someone's going to get access to more information than they strictly need access to. And the question is, have you trained them? Do they have the common sense to know what they should and shouldn't reveal to whom? So the example there is as training for your staff. Then the last aspect here is what we call administrative information security. And this is really where the high-level decision makers and formal structures within your business, what's their plan of action? What's their strategy when it comes to securing your information? So what policies do you have in place? And we'll look at things like the King Code here as well. There's a lot of requirements there. So we're hoping that you'll join us for the webinar, and if you do, you'll be able to get some next steps and things that you can do coming out of it, and we'll give you some things to help you comply with information security law.